In this video, we're going to take a look at a really cool feature of Oracle called subquery. And a subquery is a query within a query. Why would you ever want to do something like that? Well, sometimes you're looking for information inside your Oracle database, and you know what you're looking for, but you don't know the exact values of what you're looking for. Let's look at an example here. I'm going to hop into SQL Developer, and if you've watched my other videos, you know that I've been working with this music table that I've created in the HR schema. So I've entered these couple of records, these couple of CDs, inside my music table. Let's say I wanted to pull back the records that have the lowest rating. I want to write a query that's going to pull back the lowest rating for my CD collection. But I don't know what my lowest rating is. I don't know if my lowest rating is a 0. I don't know if it's a 1. I don't know if it's a 5. I have no idea what it is. But I still want to pull back the lowest one. Well, how do I go about doing that? Well, I can say, I want to select all of this information where rating is what? That's where it gets a little tricky, because I really don't know what the value is. I just by looking at the data here, I can tell that it's a 1. But if I'm writing a query against a huge table, and maybe I'm doing some other sophisticated things inside my query, I may not have that information directly available to me, and that information may change. So even if I do know that the lowest rating in this particular example is 1, if I run that same query a month from now, that could change. So I want to write a query that pulls back the minimum value for my rating and pull back all my CD information. How do I go about doing that? Well, obviously I'm going to do some kind of select here, right? So I'm going to select all of the information from that particular table. So I'm going to select artist, let's say artist last name and title. So let's go artist last name and title from, obviously, hr.music, where, and this is where it gets tricky, I don't know what the value is. I can't say where rating equals 1 because, again, I don't know if that's the lowest rating. I don't know if that changes sometime in the future. I'm kind of stuck. So what I can do is I can say where rating is equal to, and then I can have what's called a subquery. A subquery is a query inside a query, and this subquery is going to be executed first. The results of the subquery are then going to be passed back to this query, and the value will be placed in there and it'll allow me to select the information that I'm looking for. So what do I have to do? I have to put them in parentheses, and I have to say select the minimum value of rating from HR music. And then I close the parentheses. So again, this should be relatively self-explanatory. This query inside the parentheses is going to be executed first. It's going to return the minimum rating value from HR music, which is 1. It's then going to pass that value to this, and then this query will be executed and will have a rating equal to 1, so that this Lou Reed album should be the only thing that's returned. This isn't the only thing that you can do inside of a subquery. You can do some really interesting things. You can replace this equal sign with an in statement. And then I can select multiple values from whatever it is I'm looking for here inside my subquery. Each one of those values will be passed back to my calling query here, and I can have these really sophisticated subquery type statements. But for this example, I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So I'm going to construct this statement here. So let's go into SQL Developer and actually write this command. So what did we say? We want to select artist last name and title. Let's just select everything. Artist last name, let me spell it properly. Name, artist, first name, and title from HR music. where rating is equal to, and again, I can't say 1 because I don't want to hard code that value. I want to have it flexible enough so that if the values change in the future, or if I don't know what the minimum value is, I want to construct this statement so that it can reflect those types of things. So what am I going to do? I'm going to say select the minimum value of rating from HR Music. So again, this part here will be executed first. And it's just like using parentheses when you're looking at arithmetic statements. Anytime you put something in parentheses, that gets executed first, right? So this guy's going to get executed first. I'm going to get the min rating value from HR Music, and it's going to pass it to the calling query up here. So if I've coded everything right, I should get the Lou Reed album back, what I'm looking for. Whoops. Click the wrong button there. I say execute. There's Lou Reed Metal Machine Music. I can do the opposite. I can say I want to find the max value. So what's the max rating? The max rating is 10, so I should get 4 albums back that have the max rating there. So if I execute that guy, there's my 4 albums. Again, I don't have to know what the min or max value is. I don't have to know what this correlated subquery here at the bottom, I don't know what that's going to return. I know that I have the information somewhere in my database, and I want to use that as a criteria for calling my original query, but I don't know what those values are. I know they're in there, but I don't know exactly what they are. So if you have that type of query inside your system, you can use this correlated subquery to pass information from a query and pass it as a where clause, the result of a where clause, back to your original calling statement.